Have you ever wondered how the conflict between Israel and Hamas originated and evolved over time? A web of complexities, the Israel-Hamas conflict is a long-standing issue that has shaped the course of history. Its roots run deep, and its progression has been marked by a series of significant events. So let's dive with us into the history of this conflict to better understand its roots and progression. The year is 1987. During the first Palestinian Intifada, Hamas is born. Amidst a climate of tension and protest against Israel's occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, a new player enters the stage. This organization, Hamas, is formed with the intent of resistance and liberation. Their goal? To end the Israeli occupation. The First Intifada, a mass uprising against Israel's rule, becomes the backdrop for their emergence. This was a time of great turmoil, a time of stones and Molotov cocktails, a time when the world's eyes were on this small strip of land in the Middle East. But the conflict was far from over, as the peace process was about to take a hit. Fast forward to 1993. The first Oslo Accord is signed, but not everyone is on board. The accord, aiming to establish peace, is met with opposition from Hamas. The group, determined to derail the peace process, carries out a series of attacks. The peace process unfortunately fails. As we move into the year 2000, the Second Intifada, a period of intensified Israeli-Palestinian violence, begins. The conflict intensifies, with both sides suffering losses. In 2005, a significant shift occurs when Israeli forces withdraw from Gaza. This move leaves the region under the control of the Palestinian Authority. However, the relative calm is short-lived. The following year, in 2006, Hamas captures Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit, an event that triggers a series of Israeli airstrikes and incursions. The tension escalates further in 2007 when Hamas takes over Gaza in a brief civil war, ousting Fatah forces loyal to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. This event marks a critical turning point in the Israel-Hamas conflict, as it solidifies the political and military control of Hamas in Gaza. Over the next few years, the situation seesaws between periods of intense conflict and temporary ceasefires. Violent military offensives are launched, resulting in significant casualties. Each offensive is followed by a ceasefire agreement, only to be broken by another round of conflict. The most recent ceasefire agreement was reached in May 2021, after the most intense conflict in years, with significant casualties and destruction on both sides. Despite these developments, the conflict continues to escalate. Now let's jump to 2018, where Palestinian protests begin at Gaza's border with Israel. These protests marked a turning point, leading to clashes and casualties that would continue to worsen over time. The situation escalated dramatically in May 2021 during the holy month of Ramadan. Tensions reached a fever pitch, resulting in a full-scale conflict that enveloped both Israel and Hamas. This intense confrontation led to significant casualties and destruction on both sides, painting a grim picture of the human cost of this conflict. However, amidst the chaos, there was a glimmer of hope. Ceasefire talks began to intensify, and by the end of May, a truce was agreed upon by Hamas and the Israeli cabinet. This ceasefire marked the end of their most intense conflict in years, offering a brief respite in a history marked by confrontation. As we look to the future, we bear witness to a complex and ongoing conflict, the resolution of which remains uncertain.